am back in Ottawa. I'm only here just for the weekend. I'm with my parents and we are doing some family activities. Last night was my cousin's wedding. It was super fun, very beautiful. And then today we are meeting with some more of my extended family for a Thanksgiving dinner. But we were looking for something to do during the day. I found an event happening nearby where I think I can do some extreme philately. But I didn't bring anything with me. I didn't bring any stamps, I didn't bring any tongs, I didn't know we'd have time. So before we go there, we have to go and find this stamp. Let's go. When our last minute plans were confirmed, I logged on to social media and put out a distress call to see if anyone nearby could spot me this stamp on such short notice. I posted on Instagram and Discord, and I was so excited when Paul, an Ottawa resident, answered my query on Discord and agreed to help me out. Hi guys, here is Paul. So Paul has saved the day. We met up at a Tim Hortons here in Ottawa and he got the stamp. So thank you so much, Paul.
You're welcome, thank you.
Guys, how amazing is this that I could find someone to loan me a stamp with literally less than 12 hours notice and on a holiday long weekend? This is seriously an example of how great the online philatelic community is. Thank you so much, Paul, for your stamp and for making this episode possible. Now it's time to reveal where we're going. So today we are going to take a tour of Watson's Mill, which is in Manotick, very nearby to Ottawa. So let's go see what's inside. This stamp was issued in 2010 as part of Canada's Flag Definitive Series. It's part of a set of 5 showing flags over historic mills. Watson's Mill was first established in 1860 by 2 prominent businessmen, Moss Dickinson and Joseph Currier. It was a grist mill, meaning they grind wheat into flour. Now it is a museum open to the public from May to early October. Inside there are 3 floors worth of milling machinery to explore. There are signs that explain the process, but I also happen to have one of those dads who already knows how everything works and is happy to explain it to the rest of the family.
Over here you can see how they can change the direction of rotation from the turbine energy, the belts across, so that, well, the drive is, say, going clockwise, the driven belt will then go counterclockwise. We have the model of the turbine over here. The turbine would be spun by the falling water, and then the energy of the spinning turbine would go through the shaft onto pulleys, which are then linked to other pulleys by belts, which could then transmit the power from the turbine to other machines in different parts of the mill. We're up in the attic of the mill. After the wheat was milled, it was hot and moist, and so it was conveyed by bucket elevator up to the very top rafters and spread out to cool down.
How do you know all this stuff?
Oh, just from
Reading the sign?
reading the signs and just sort of having a general sense of how industries and stuff work.
Cool.
Having worked all my career in industry.
So this mill even has a ghost story. Unfortunately, a young bride came to tour her husband's mill, but her dress got caught in some of the machinery and then it pulled her and she hit a post and then died. And then he was so distraught he sold his shares to the mill. And they say her ghost looks out of the windows at night. I don't know if the ghost part is true, but sadly I think the part about her accidental death is true.
They're sort of obvious. They got these big gates, and so you turn the crank and it lifts the gate, which then would allow more water to
Oh, I see.
underneath them.
Under there.
There you can see where the water would have come in, and I guess it's still
At its peak operations, all of the machines were powered by 6 water-driven turbines in the basement level, and there were 4 sets of millstones to grind flour. Back in the 1800s, this type of setup would have been state-of-the-art technology. But what I find the most exciting about Watson's Mill is that it's still fully operational. On Sundays, they do live milling demonstrations and basically turn on the whole building. You can see the entire mill in action. Here is the milling process as best as I could understand it. First, wheat is brought into the first floor and weighed on scales. It is then scooped into the hopper. From there, it is transported by these grain elevators to temporary storage on the second floor garner bin. It falls from the garner bin onto the millstones, which spin and grind open the wheat. These millstones are huge and weigh 900 kilograms, literally as much as a small car.
So the wheat comes down and gets milled into flour?
Yep.
Very cool. With one of these millstones.
After being ground by the millstone, the pieces are called grist, which is made up of flour, the inner part of the wheat, and bran, the outer shell. It needs to be cooled down before these two can be separated. So the grist again takes an elevator up to the third floor where it is cooled by an auger.
And then presumably it falls down and gets bagged at the bottom.
After the auger, it falls down onto the second floor bolter, which sifts the grist to separate flour from the bran and germ.
So here the power from that goes up, and by all those gears it's transferred over here. And then that pulls this thing, which is turning that. I don't know if we can see anything in there, pretty dusty. See, he's right. This one is going clockwise, and that one's going counterclockwise.
And finally, the products fall into these bags. On one side, the bran is collected to be used for animal feed, and into the other bag, the flour for baking food.
Slowly filling up with flour here.
This entire process is powered by the turbines in the basement, which was unfortunately closed for restoration. It was amazing to watch this entire process function without the use of any electricity, and just to see the sheer size of everything, powered all the way across 3 stories from top to bottom by these connecting gears. Across from the mill, you can also tour the Dickinson House, where the mill owners and their families lived throughout the generations. And you can see many historic artifacts within the rooms, even including some old postal covers and pre-postal covers. My family had a lot of fun visiting Watson's Mill, and I was thrilled to get to do some extreme philately. If you're ever in the area, I'd highly recommend a visit. Hope you guys enjoyed exploring this place with me. As always, stay safe and stay curious. Bye for now.